Right now we are running late as usual. Well, I like to call it right on time. The 45-minute cutoff time to get your bags in the airplane, which we time it just right from here on out. We're gonna slide right in. Anyway, you know, event 2 is here. We got the layouts. We're going up to Practice Impact. We're gonna be there a day early to kind of learn the bunker names and get some reps in on the field, do some drills, knock off the rust, figure out what the hell we're gonna do without Tyler Harmon on the team anymore. And then yeah, play Impact all weekend. Beat the crap out of them. Bonus ball mouse. It's the name of the game.
Well, you know, first weekend of practice before the tournament coming up here in Philadelphia. So team's ramping up. Lost a key guy, Tyler. That's a bummer, but the good news is we still have a great team, and Dalton Vanderbilt's coming back, so he's plug him in, and you're probably going to win type of guy. And yeah, team morale's high, and we're out here having fun, which is what it's all about. So, go!
I think Dynasty. First of all, anytime something like this happens, everyone on the team wants to prove that they're still here to compete. So I think just being out here and watching them play yesterday, they still have a lot of desire, passion, and everything else. They're not going to roll over. So I think they're going to play well. I honestly think they're going to do. They're going to have a good event. Do I think they're going to have as good an event as they could with Tyler? No.
Agenda for today: shoot each other as much as possible. Yeah. Let's wake each other up before we see anybody else.
Let's fucking get ready for this tournament. We gotta fucking climb at the tournament right off the bat. It's gonna be like Sunday.
Let's go.
Because we have 2 fucking hard-ass games, so get your mind in gear for that shit, all right? Let's go in like it's fucking Sunday and handle our shit, all right? You guys are fucking awesome, all right? Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team!
Tyler was a lifeblood on this team. You know, he's been here for something like 8 years. Someone I look to as a brother. You know, that's how long he's been around. We lost him. He wanted to chase a new life path, and he's getting paid, and good for him. You know, I wish him all the best. But this is my focus, so focus is here.
You know, if you were walking by a Dynasty pit, the one voice you were probably going to hear was Tyler. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of dedication, and a lot of greatness on the field. You don't replace a player like Tyler, right? So it definitely cuts deep. It's a tough hit for Dynasty, but you know, it's also a position that the team Dynasty has been in many times, and the organization truly does a great job of building up players into that role. And the organization will definitely go on, but anytime you lose a player like that, it's going to be felt. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm pretty upset with Heat. I think both of us being flagship HK Army teams, it's a little distasteful to steal somebody mid-season, but it does happen, and you know, I do enjoy the organization, and I'm friends with a lot of the guys on that team. There are a lot of good dudes, but to me it's a little distasteful to go after a player mid-season.
Okay, I've got a coin duel challenge for Alex. We're gonna do a quick draw, all right? You stand at the length of the field. You have to raise up, you get 1 shot, and you have to shoot that shot within 1 second, or it doesn't count. Kill shots only, so head and torso. If you get shot in any other limb or body part, you have to not use that body part for the rest of the time. And every shot that you take, we take each shot, we both miss, we have to take a full Civil War step forward. All right? Did I miss anything? Sounds good to me. All right, get down there, John Wayne. Right through the heart. I'm still alive!
Can't win them all.
For cheating? Nope. No. Go up.
This is Tyler's first practice with the team. We had our drill day yesterday, and got him around the guys, and they got to hang out a little bit. But everybody's known Tyler for a long time. He's been a vet in the league, dominating for a long time. So he's a great teammate. We can tell already. Great positive vibes. He fits right in.
Let's go! Let's go!
What he meant to Dynasty, I think, was definitely an emotional spark in their pits. Constantly having a high level of energy just in everything he does, and he brings that same energy to Houston Heat. I feel like when he wakes up in the morning, he's already juicing, ready to go. When I come downstairs, he's already sitting there. He's already been there, ate his breakfast, is already thinking about the day. He's just constantly fired up in everything we do, right? We go to dinner, hell yeah, let's go to dinner. You know what I mean? We're gonna have a meeting? Yeah, let's have a meeting, I talked to him so many times on the phone, and he just comes through the phone. He's just so pumped up and ready to play paintball. He lives, breathes, eats, drinks, sleeps paintball, every day of his life. So having a guy like him is really just a blessing for me, because I feel like I was like that when I played, and now he gets me going, he keeps me motivated. He gets all the other guys on the team motivated to go out there and give 100% effort and be the best that they can be all the time.
Let's fucking go, Heat! Let's go, boys. Way to fucking be, baby.
So, came out here this weekend, expected a fast layout, and we got what we expected. The snake side's playing really fast. Most guys are running 3 guys this side. If you can get doubled in the snake, it seems like that's the look you want. Overall, playing super fast. The Dorito side is a little bit slower, but it can be played fast as well. But overall, I think we're gonna see a lot of points played, and I think it's gonna be one of those fields where if you don't play aggressive, you're in trouble.
After their domination at the first event, everyone in Pro Paintball was again looking at Edmonton Impact with their stacked all-star lineup, filled with proven elite threats in every position. They would be the favorite at the second NXL event, the Mid-Atlantic Major, held a little outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The second Sunday of the 2021 NXL season brought second chances and opportunities awaiting those bold enough to risk what is required. After 2 days of prelim battles at the Mid-Atlantic Major, one glaring fact faced down all those who'd made it to the tournament's last day, and all those watching. One of the big favorites would be getting knocked out before the quarterfinals. In the wildcard round, 2 legends would have to slug it out to avoid elimination. If you end up in the wildcard round, you have to win 4 games in a row to win the event. Now, this has been done before, by Houston Heat at the World Cup in 2018, and if anyone could pull it off, it would be the current rosters of San Antonio X Factor and Los Angeles Infamous. After taking second place at the last event, Infamous got off to a rough start in Pennsylvania, getting blown out by Heat 1-7 in their first match. They ended up 2-2, and they barely made it through. This would also be a rematch from the last prelim game, where X Factor won with a very close 3-2 score. X Factor went 3-1 in the prelims. Because they were also mercy ruled by Heat, they had to play in the early morning Sunday wildcard round. Whoever won this match would have to get through Impact in the quarterfinals to keep progressing forward.
Welcome back to the most important day of this tournament, the NXL Mid-Atlantic Major here in 2021, the second stop on the tour. But right now, X Factor Infamous.
Ooh, but a bomb went off on the X Factor side. Arch and Colt walking off early, so only 3 players left alive.
The game started out well for Infamous, as they built up a 2-point lead by winning gunfights and shooting bodies on the break.
Peter Ninos, that's a big kill, and to shoot Archie Montemayor, so this is another tough break here for San Antonio X Factor.
Colt Roberts then took control in the close battle in the next point, getting multiple kills. It came down to a 2-on-2, but he pulled it out to take the deficit back to 1.
Oh, was that Thomas?
Yep, now he's in the snake too.
Oh, but here comes Rainey Stanzik. So Rainey Stanzik. So Callie's still in the back corner bunker. It was Thomas who filled from the center.
Oh, hopefully
here
this
comes,
is the bunker. Oh,
but Colt Roberts comes through and he gets into a one-on-one right now.
Callie versus Colt Roberts.
Colt Roberts, what a beautiful job. He still got it here coming back after a break. It's going to be Callie Rudolph and Colt Roberts.
Oh.
Massive point for Colt Roberts pulling off a 1-on-2.
That's why Colt Roberts is flown into these events. put up in a luxury hotel.
Then Infamous started to pull away. X Factor stopped the bleeding, and the next few points went back and forth.
So yeah, Infamous is doing an excellent job of keying up and controlling that D side of the field.
Honestly, Heat was a rude awakening for us. They played the field different than anyone else, but it also taught us a lot about things we didn't know. So thank you, Heat, for whooping our butts to start the event with. Our team's getting better every match. You can see that, and I feel some of the teams that started off hot are going down. So we're meeting right at the right time, and we're happy to be here. We got depth. These guys can bang, and you know, we showed it last event. We showed it the 10-man. This is a deep roster. So you know, I don't go into these games being scared. They should be scared of us.
It was a close battle, but ultimately X Factor had a hard time dealing with all the pressure and the multiple threats from Infamous's lineup as they brought to bear aggression on this layout. X Factor needed points and they played hyper-aggressive as time ticked off, with Jesse Stevens and Colt Roberts earning a few for pride. And Infamous took the win 7-4 and they moved on to play Impact, a team that took first place away from it at the first event. Next up, it was Aftermath versus AC Diesel in the wildcard round.
Let's go, motherfuckers. 1, 2, 3, team! Go, boys, get up!
Aftermath again went 2-2, this time losing 2 games on the first day and getting off to a rough start. But they brought it back with 2 big margin wins over AC Dallas and Uprising. AC Diesel's story had the opposite momentum, as they won their first 2 games against the Ironmen and the Outlaws, and then lost their next 2 matches against DMG and Impact. They also barely made it through. San Diego Aftermath took control of the game early, shooting more bodies on the break and closing out their high body situations. They needed someone to step up on the snake side, and to start out, it was Josh Hallberg. He took control of the offense, and he helped Aftermath go up by 2. The next 2 points, Diesel went forward and started to make some shots of their own. They tied it up, 2-2. The teams went back and forth, jousting for positions and trying to exert their wills.
Hunger coming in.
Good time in there.
Yeah, he gets that first one, and he's going to come through, but eventually he's going to get stabbed by Salcedo. The Aftermath is looking pretty good, but Diesel scrappy just staying in it.
Yeah, it's a tough field because not only can you lose guys on the break, but it's hard to see where all the bodies are. So after you shoot a couple guys, you're not really sure where they're repositioned. Almost every game based on their
body dropping right now early for San Diego Aftermath, and here comes AC Diesel getting back in the snake. They have a 1-point lead. They're trying to extend it. They're in pretty good position. Here comes Mark Johnson's going to try to turn the tables. Erickson's shooting at him the whole time, though, so good job by Troy. Keep his head on a swivel.
AC Diesel fought themselves into a lead, but Aftermath could not be contained in the end, and they took the come-from-behind victory, moving on to play the Russians in the quarterfinals.
Here just trying to find Mark Johnson. They're going to get the kill on him, and that should do it. Just lost
they lost Penn Challenger on the break.
They're going to need a quick one here. Just 10 seconds to go. I think they're going to have enough time.
No.
We're not going to see it, so.
He gets the kill, though. I like that look from BJ there.
So Aftermath making it into the quarterfinals here. They've made Sunday now twice in a row, and that's what Mike wants to see. But before we get into those quarterfinal matches, we're going to be seeing Houston Heat take on New York Extreme and San Diego Dynasty take on a very revamped and rebuilt Seattle Thunder.
Ah! Who are we? Fucking aggressive! Fucking Aftermath!
Let's go, baby.
Fuck yeah, guys!
Seattle Thunder almost went undefeated again in the prelims, but they lost to the Russians in their last game. Still, through 2 events, their prelim record was 6-1, an impressive stat, and the 3 wins was enough to get them right into the quarterfinals. They would match up with an injury-battered San Diego Dynasty. The last time these 2 teams played each other was the first game of the season, and Thunder took the victory by 2. Dynasty had again limped through the prelims. They had 3 wins and a loss, but every game they played was decided by 1 point, and the roster had taken a hit from injuries and the departure of Tyler Harmon.
Experience rises to the top on Sunday. When it matters in the big events, experience prevails. When we played Thunder Sunday morning, remember Yosh gave a very inspiring speech before the match, and he gave them their praise and said that's enough, right? Basically, Thunder has had a lot of magic going on, and here's where it stops. We're going to end their magic right now. This is it.
Bad survivability here to start things out for Thunder. Dynasty looking pretty good right now. Looks like we're going to see a minor penalty here assessed on Dynasty. Warner is all the way onto their side of the field making quick work. That's I think that might be the quickest point that we have seen out here so far on Sunday.
They don't have the backup, right? So they have guys that can make the spots. They've got a couple guys that can go out on the wings. They don't have the number 2s that are tuned in to follow them up. They don't have me, they don't have Marcelo. They've got guys that are just gonna sit there and go, all right, our offensive weapons didn't work. Let's cross it up and let these guys shoot our paint, you know? And that's great if there's large, wide open lanes. Like you could do that kind of by slowing down the Dorito side on the last field, but you can't do that to the Snake side. There's no spot to do that. So when you find yourself in that position, it's just gonna be kind of a problem.
Dorito side of the field that Ryan runs.
There's gonna be one for Ryan. Ryan's gonna get a quick little 2-pack to finish things off and just blast Gomez's face. And nice little finish, little 2 kills there for Ryan Greenspan.
Really excited for that organization and what Corey's done with them. They've played phenomenal. They really have. They've done better than a lot of people would give them credit for or thought they were going to do this season. But you can't look at the rosters and not know that if your team shows up, you're going to win that match. And that was really the message is we're not going to let this happen. We are not going to be their story.
Definitely don't want to have either one of these guys in a one-on-one situation. Oh, Marcelo loses him though.
I don't know if we're going to see anyone get shot to win this one-on-one though, because usually it's like, ooh, Marcelo with a little fight across.
That was the, yeah,
Corey
had to catch him there.
Corey not able to get a shot in on Marcelo, and that is going to do it. So Marcelo played it perfect, and Dynasty's going to take the win.
Hey, there's a major breakdown though, man. Losing those bodies. Yeah, man. No, 2 minutes left, man. If they fucking win that 2-on-1, they're in this.
I know, that was a bad move on my own part. I knew where both the guys were. And they just fucking walked into the back center and shot.
Hey, Colton out. Yeah. Watch for Colt come up in that Texas and back.
Going into Philly, all of our practices from the very beginning, Fedorov would express how grateful he was to be back. You could tell that he had energy, he had rest. After missing the 2020 season with visa issues in the beginning of this year, coming back in Philly, you could tell that he was re-energized, he was hungry, he was motivated, and you know, he's one of those guys that has that 6th gear that other guys don't have. You know, he's a Hall of Fame, legendary, uniquely talented player, and you could tell that he really wanted it on the field. He's obviously a huge spark, but even off the field, we were having so much fun together as a team, and I definitely think that played, you know, a really big part of it. It's just the fact that we had hung out for 11 days straight. You know, we had talked about how bad we wanted it, how bad we wanted to do it for Tim Montresor, and everybody really, you know, came together and worked with each other, and we had a really great team event, but he was definitely a big part of bringing that energy and that liveliness to us off the field and on.
Heat ran through their first 3 games, absolutely destroying Infamous, X Factor, and Energy Elite in the prelims with 3 Mercy Rule wins.
Let's go, team! Let's fucking go, Heat! That's what it's all about, boys! Let's go. Let's do it for each other!
It's dangerous. I knew it. Right when Todd went to Houston Heat, that's who I was predicting would have a really good year. So when they didn't make Sunday the first event, I was surprised. So when I knew Fedorov and Tyler Harmon went to that team, I was like, fuck, this is gonna be a tough tournament to win. Like, I want to win them all, and like, looking back, I was like, you know, we aren't gonna win. Like, Constantine hasn't been in Russia for 5 months. Todd wants to win.
But then they strangely dropped a game to last place Columbus Level's first win of the season. He matched up with New York Extreme in the quarters.
Let's go. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Good job, team. Yeah, baby, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. Go. Let's go, Extreme. Let's do it, boys. Let's go.
The question is, can New York Extreme do it? Can they summon the spirit to play consistent? Get him out of there, and here comes Harris Hussein is going to come down and get the drop on Chad George. Beautiful move by Harris Hussein.
New York Extreme has been on the edge of Sunday appearances for most of their 3 years in the Pro Division, and this would only be their 4th time playing past the prelims. But they really stepped it up the Mid-Atlantic Major, winning 3 games and only dropping 1. They were playing their best paintball. The game would prove to be an incredibly close battle. Extreme took the early lead, and then Heat railed off 3 unanswered points on the back of an unstoppable Konstantin Fedorov and their new pickup, Tyler Harmon, who took a crucial one-on-one victory.
Tyler Harmon doing the loader dump on him. Tyler Harmon stealing the signature celebration.
That team has always been really good, has a bunch of talent, but they haven't had a coach for a while. Todd has been a great coach and has maybe, not been on the best team or had the best players or whatever, but now Coach Todd has the best players, he's on the best teams. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for the league with that mind, with those players.
The score was now 3-1 and Heat had all the momentum, but Harris Hussein, who had a big contribution in the first point, again stepped up to keep his team in the fight.
Harris has got to be careful here because he cannot afford to just trade out. He's actually alive.
Well, Harris snuck in there, and then he's going to get a penalty. Chad George is going to be major penalty on Chad George as he goes eyes in the sky in frustration.
The game seesawed back and forth as both teams went to war. It was a bloodbath on the break, and the match was filled with penalties and massive moves for both squads. Extremes Hussein, Pat Kraft, and Jerry Carl clocked in against some of the best players in the world.
It's alive here in the battle going down. Snake here on your screen. Who's going to be the first to go? And it's going to be Carl. Carl stays alive. Carl's going to get one. Does he get two? He's got to be careful. He's got a shot cross field. Carl gets completely tunnel visioned on Tyler, which is fine. He definitely shoots two bodies, but it could have got that third kill on Fedorov.
For sure.
Let's go, boys. Come on.
Heat was holding on to a little lead for most of the game, but Extreme tied it up. Then they lost a quick point to a penalty.
What's going to make it clean for Houston Heat? That's not good for Extreme. Just a minute and 6 seconds left to work with. They needed a kill on the break.
Takes back center and Ryan Moorhead now getting Snake
They
one
lose,
shot.
they shoot, yeah, but they lose Harris. They might be losing another body with Cantor too. They're going to lose Hennessy and shoot Fedorov. And they shoot Mishka. They have an opportunity. 39 seconds to go, just two bodies to end. They're in not great spots. It's Tyler Harmon and Ryan Smith. Carl trying to figure it out here. But Pat Kraft's going to get the shot in on both of them, it looks like. So Pat Kraft Jr. with a couple more kills, and Carl is going to go in and hit that buzzer. He should probably stop and just take it to an overtime period. Nope.
They stormed back with Carl and Kraft looking to tie the game again and take it into overtime. But Carl made a small mistake that would cost them.
Should we go for the win? Make a decision. Go for the win. If we're going to go for one, let's go D3 and wrap these pieces of shit. If not, then don't. Do it? Go ahead, go D3. D3? Yeah, go D3 pods, okay?
Yeah. And jumping in here with 17 seconds left, and it does look like Houston Heat's going to roll the dice and try to steal it. They send Smith all the way up to the 50, and then he's going to launch. They do shoot out Mishka, but bodies are dropping right now for Extreme. This is what we were worried about for them, and it looks like Houston Heat is going to steal the win in 17 seconds left as Fedorov jumps over to eliminate New York Extreme. And Terry, that's why you do not hit that buzzer. Fedorov looks like he might have knocked the wind out of himself, though, as he catapulted over that bunker. Unbelievable performance here from Houston Heat.
They eliminated Extreme, who left frustrated that they let their first semifinals ever just narrowly slip by. Regardless, it was a good look and a loss, and Heat was warmed up for their next match, which would be a grudge battle against San Diego Dynasty.
Yo, stop, Marco.
Before Sunday, we have 4-0, but this is 4-0, not so easy 4-0 like how this sound, yeah? We have some complicated game. Everybody know on this year we have short roster, just 6 people. We lost a huge weapon.
Now coming out to play this first point is going to be Aftermath and the Russian.
If Russians play the way I watched them play, Malloy is the best, arguably the best paintball player in the world. If they don't keep an eye on that guy, they're going to give Aftermath help.
Whereas Malloy's now onto their side of the field, and his, the two now.
We play against Aftermath. We have a game on this event against them already. Same time this is easy, and same time this is hard, because you already know your opponent, and same time maybe this is mental hard, because when you already beat team and you have one more match against them, looks like you need to show your making double tap, double shot. And I think this is going on your shoulder, and you think a lot about this.
and maybe that's why, like, when you play another game on one tournament against same team, sometimes this is very hard for you.
Counterpunch right there. Counterpunch paintball here, but Ruiz makes it work.
There you go.
Mike Kidman, he made good job about like his coaching over there, because he coaching not just Aftermath, he coaching like Dynasty, he know paintball.
Hunger's in the snake right now here for Aftermath, and they are shooting a body. Pantalev's gonna walk off there. Sergey walks off, and Aftermath has a chance to put up another point here, definitely with the high body situation here, Mark.
Extending himself.
But here comes Malloy. Malloy running down. We might see a penalty on Malloy. A major penalty assessed on Malloy as, yeah, Pantalev comes off. That takes out Smotrov and Sergey. So the Russians having problems right now.
The last body's pulled on a major. It's an automatic point for us. If there's nobody left, pull on a fucking major. The rules are written in pen.
Vernikov with his size play these little mini walls with those nipples on the top, perfect. And now he's going to keep pushing forward. He's onto Thomas's side, so now Thomas has to protect that buzzer. Definitely bullying Thomas Kim around here in this one-on-one. Just gets his eye dotted right there. Gets another one.
They show us like very good game. It looks like why we lost, because we thinking before we already beat them and they can beat us, you know, but they show very good, like they stay on shape, they making good Sunday paintball, yeah, like making breakout, stay on the bunker, life of the break, and we're making all opposite, and that's why we have what we have, like 8-3 we have, yeah.
In the end, it looked like Aftermath had solved their consistent aggression problem as they moved on into the top 4, knocking out the Russians.
Way to be. Good game, Mike. Way to be. Short amount of time, but we've got further to go. A lot further. We got to believe in each other, and every fucking inch is going to be a fight. But it's a fight much worth fighting for, motherfuckers. Yeah. You have to believe in it. We've come a long ways. We turned it around.
The only people we have for ourselves are each other. We're the only people we're going to fight for. There's no one in that fucking stand that's going to be rooting for us. Not until we win this fucking tournament.
Infamous is doing a really good job, not just as a team, but as a brand, as an influence. Their team is getting stronger and stronger. They're becoming more professional now. Every time that I think of Infamous, you think of Infamous and you think Avalanche. They were winning and doing well off of the skin of their teeth. You know, like guys would just wake up, we'd go party, and we'd go have fun. It was like, that was Infamous. And it's still in the back of my mind that that's like the brand and that's the name, but it's way more professional than that. Their organization is a professional organization. And Travis has done a fantastic job keeping that afloat, because if you don't have a rich guy that owns your team, things get really dicey and it's really difficult to maintain and keep talent.
Finals, we're going to see Edmonton Impact take on Los Angeles Infamous. Now, Infamous got here by beating X Factor in the wild card round. They beat them pretty solidly. I like this starting lineup that is out here. As you got Mouse and Spica playing at the same time. I think that's the correct call. Beautiful job by Dave to put the guys out there.
We can cause a lot of havoc on that snake side. Whether I'm in the front or Mouse is in the front, Dave's always like, all right, the Twisted Sisters, you're up. And we're always like, yes. It's a lot of fun for us. You know, we're both two hyper-aggressive players, you know.
At the start of this rematch from the finals of the last event, Impact put up 3 unanswered points by controlling both sides of the field. It also helped that Infamous received 2 penalties. It was 3-0, but with 11:20 left, there was still a ton of time on the clock. Infamous remained focused, they got angry, and they started to make a run of their own.
Now pushing up on the snake side, he got a body right in front of him at the 50. It's Zach Patient. He's going to trade out with Zach. Cross field, so Harrison Fry stepping up and just murdering on that D side, getting some kills over there.
2 plays in a row. They're going 30 inside. They're going to 30 and parking inside, trying to catch our Dorito feeler. You're on the spin. All right, you're on the spin, baby. Back up like that. Oh, yeah.
It was tied 3-3, but Kyle Spica charged forward to take the lead.
And just slow playing it. This is perfect for Impact. Infamous is not conceding it yet. Impact up a bunch of bodies.
And then Brandon Cornell stepped up, breaking through on the D side, turning the field on Infamous.
He's going to get shot out. And yeah, this is all going to cost him. And Brandon's going to come through and get a free kill there on Zach Patience. So just some missteps out here from Infamous in that 3-on-3.
Now with less than a minute, Impact had done enough to secure the victory, and they sent Infamous home early again with a score 6-3.
So yeah, Impact just waiting for these last few seconds to expire. Still 17 on the clock, and they did everything they needed to do here, Mark. But Infamous not going to be able to repeat the performance they had at the first event. They're going to be getting knocked out in the quarters.
After a lackluster first event for both Dynasty and Heat, with the 10th and 11th place finishes, their battle in the semifinals had extra importance. A win here and a place in the finals meant a move back to the top tier and a boost in morale and series points. But there was also more at stake.
So on the breakout here is Dynasty with their thin line.
Chad George looks like he got shot, Matty. Yes, he did.
Dynasty's famous off-the-break shots were on display in the first point, as they were able to quickly take out 2 and win the 5-on-3. But Houston Heat dished it right back with some early kills in the next point to tie it up, as Tyler Harmon was visibly motivated to play his former squad.
He is really good at creating an enemy in his head so that he can go out and succeed against him. That's something a lot of athletes do. And I think you saw that game. Ryan was his victim. Ryan was his target.
I had never had a problem with Tyler. I've never had a problem with Tyler. It's impossible to have a problem with Tyler because he'll rip your arms off if you have a problem with Tyler. And he's just such a positive guy. Like he's just a ball of energy. He had a problem with me, but clearly in that match, the amount of times that he was overshooting me, he had a problem. It doesn't bug me. I know what I'm doing out there. I'm playing paintball. If you shoot me, good shot. If you shoot me extra, good job. I'm in a rare position to be good enough to be able to give it back at times, but I usually don't.
Heat then went on a run, putting up 4 unanswered points. Dynasty pulled it back within 1, but even though Marcelo Margot pulled out all the stops and almost tied it back up, Chad George and Tyler Harmon would not be denied their glory.
I remember it so clearly. Marcelo made such a good move, and it was the move that Alex had been telling him and people to do, like, that move's open. I saw him launch. As soon as he went, I had my lid of my loader off and I was trying to get a ball unjammed when he made that move. Any other time, we would have won that point. I know it is guaranteed. And the only reason Marcelo got shot is because the Heat fans or someone on the sidelines was screaming when he did that, and it caused Tyler to look away from me to shoot at Marcelo, but that was my opportunity to make a move. As soon as I get it back up, I roll out and Tyler's already on me again. And that's why I tried to make the move up there to surprise him.
Himself a little 2-pack over there and almost turned the tables. He actually ends up getting stopped by Tyler Harmon, so that's going to make for some interesting conversation on the Play the Game podcast.
In the end, it was not Dynasty's day, as Heat had all the answers.
The game was so close. In my mind, the score doesn't quite reflect how we did. We started getting more reckless towards the end to try to put points on the board, and then they were able to run away with it. And at the end, I think it was 8-4 at the end. You know what your fate is when the clock is ticking down and you're down by that many points. A lot of times you just try not to let it get too out of control. And as soon as that match was over, you know, I went up there and gave him a hug and let him know like I'm not mad. Like, it's okay. Like I understand. I mean, I was the first one to call him when he quit also, and just let him know, like, I'm not mad at you. It's okay.
That's honestly why I love sports, you know, especially paintball, because you can leave it on the field. You can go out there and you can be a little barbaric, you can be a little chaotic, you can be a little reckless, and it's all in the love of the game, the spirit of the game, and the spirit of competition, right?
It is, dude. Are you kidding me? Baby. We go home and we work. Arturo, you're the fucking man, dude. Good shit, Artie. Way to show some fucking heart today. Everybody, you got this.
We gotta go one game at a time, okay? The job is not over. We got one more game to get, okay? But the way that we played there, the way that we stepped up for each other and had each other's backs, that's how we...
I like looking at all your fucking faces.
Okay?
Yeah, baby.
We can still do a better job.
Absolutely.
They have not seen the complete package here yet, okay? We need to get mentally focused, get physically ready, and come back and play the way that we know how we can fucking play.
Big heat ball.
Okay? We do it for each other. We do it for our families.
Yeah.
We do it for our fucking
Let's go,
fans.
get in.
Okay?
Let's get in, Shadow.
Let's
Yeah, boys.
fucking go, man.
Aftermath had been able to summon aggression in their first 2 Sunday matches, gaining production from everyone, but they ran into a wall in the semifinals versus Edmonton Impact.
And on the breakout right now, going to be starting here with Aftermath and Impact, and it looks like 5 bodies live for both teams. Can they match the aggression of Edmonton Impact?
It looked like they would take the first point, but Alex Rodriguez and Justin Rabakoff pulled off a low body situation to take the early lead and the momentum.
Once you shoot your gun in that situation, you're going to get found. And A-Rod just doing a great job of living in all that chaos, along with Justin Rabakoff, who was up there.
The second point was again looking good for Aftermath, and they got a shot on Justin Rabakoff early, but Alex Rodriguez launched up the center to shoot out Troy Erickson. And a penalty on Aftermath wrecked their line, though it did come down to a one-on-one, Thomas Kim versus Alex Goldman. Goldman prevailed. Impact took a 2-point lead.
Aftermath is a great team. We play them a lot. I think that the guys are just, you know, they're in the positions to get the experience quite a bit. I think that they're just too worried about making mistakes, and that hinders you. You don't want to take the guy, if you don't want to go bunker a guy, you don't want to, you know, do this, that, or the other. I watched Tyler win 2 1-on-1s against them because they were playing like it was a 6-on-1. They're not constantly in control. And they're very reactive instead of making, you know, everybody play to what them dominate.
Impact, in fact, actually playing pretty defensively. They get another kill over on the drill side, but they've got 3 across the back center. Yeah, Impact's looking real good here tonight.
Impact continued to play tight and make their shots, and penalties killed Aftermath's chances. Though they made it this far, they showed improvement as a franchise with a 4th place finish. Impact scored 5 unanswered points before Aftermath put any points on the board. And Impact sent Aftermath packing, and they moved on to their 2nd finals appearance in a row.
We only get a few opportunities like
That's
this
right.
a year, okay?
Yep.
We earned this. We earned the fucking opportunity to play in the fucking finals. Let's fucking
Live in the moment.
Let's make it fucking worth it. All right?
Why the fuck not? Why not? Everything
Why not?
Come on, motherfuckers!
Hey, let's go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team!
Team!
We're gonna be giving this is it. We got one fucking game left. Fucking put every little effort we have, everything we have into this shit. And I'm telling you right now, if we put everything we have together collectively, we'll be winners. Let's go. Come on.
Here we go, boys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Impact moved into their 2nd finals appearance in a row, but facing them down would be Houston Heat, hungry for redemption after their blowout at the last event, and with their roster looking stronger than ever.
We are here for the most important game of the tournament, the finals in the professional division at the 2nd big event of the NXL season.
Impact came out aggressive, but they lost Alex Goldman and Matt Jackson early. The Heat took the first point by playing smart, burning time, and closing out the high body situation.
This is massive for Houston Heat. Yeah, Matt Jackson and Mouse taking the walk, and right now Houston Heat in a 5-on-3 situation. There's no one on the Snake side currently for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, just a long, slow, methodical point for Houston Heat.
Then Alex Goldman worked into the Snake off the break in the 2nd point, and Impact was able to get a shot on Chad George. Justin Rabakoff finished off the point from the D side to tie.
You know, Mouse was running to the Snake on the break every game. We couldn't shoot him, right? But we also had Fedorov on the opposite side of the field who was in the zone, couldn't be shot. He was shooting guys from positions that other people didn't even think to shoot people from. You know, blocking people out, hitting bounce shots, just doing stuff that other guys don't see, other guys don't really think about.
I know that Fedorov was going off that event on that Dorito side, and our guys were playing well. JC and Brandon were playing the ones really well on that D side, but he caught a rhythm, you know, same way I did in Florida.
Goldman has some work to do. On the breakout now, Goldman's going to get into the Snake off the break. The chaos is setting in over on that D side. Another penalty, it looks like.
As we had seen all weekend long, it was a war on the Snake side, with points available to steal from the D side. The Heat continued to lead, and Impact continued to threaten.
Here comes Brandon Cornell. After the chaos that Goldman caused, and Brandon Cornell and Alex Goldman are going to steal this point to make it a 1-point match. Fedorov going to be trying to get a shot on him. So Fedorov eats up 2 kills for
Maybe
Fedorov.
3, Brent Matty.
Yeah, he might have, I don't think 2
Goldman's
for sure.
dead. That's it.
And that's going to be, so Konstantin Fedorov makes his presence known for Houston Heat to potentially put the winning point on the board here with at least 2 confirmed kills, maybe sealing the deal on the Golden Barrel.
You know, when you see Fedorov dancing and doing, you know, funny stuff and jumping around, that's how you know you're in trouble.
It's always the same story, right? You got to survive. You can't get penalties, and you got to react faster than they do and not make the mistakes. And they were just playing a more solid game as a team and let Fedorov go off.
Konstantin Fedorov, like he had all tournament long, had a point on the D side to hammer home the coffin nail, seal up the win, and take home the Golden Barrel in his first event back.
And then a big thing is just the visualization of it. You know, we talked about being there in the finals. We talked about standing in front of the VIP for the national anthem. And when the national anthem was over, Ryan Moorhead comes running with the flag, you know, running by, looks me right in the eyes, and he goes, "That was the fight song, let's go," right? And I got the chills, and I was like, we're gonna win this tournament right then and there.
We talked about it, baby, we talked about it.
Hats off to Heat. They had a good event, good match, very low mistakes, if not any. And yeah, you see first place when that happens.
When you win a tournament, there's so much emotion going through your head. And, you know, to try and convey that when you're standing around your team and everybody's happy, and, you know, we won that event for him, with him, because of him. And we celebrated Tim Montressor's life, you know, for what he meant to the paintball community, for what he meant to the guys on our team. You know, it was definitely a huge loss in 2020, and, you know, it took us till, you know, 2021 and at that event in Philly to get it back for him. You know, he's still looking out for us.
Yeah, I wear this every match I play. It has a little bit of Tim Montressor's ashes in it. You know, he was our boy. He taught me so much. He was the best of us, and you know, you just feel him out there. Seriously, he was an amazing guy, and there's nothing else you could say about that man. He was just the greatest ambassador to our sport, and you could just feel the energy coming from everybody, and the atmosphere was amazing. So, just thank you, Timmy.
Heat's victory propelled them right back to the top, with Chad George, Tyler Harmon, Konstantin Fedorov, and actually their entire roster dialed. Heat looked like the best team in the game yet again, primed for yet another title run. 2 events down, 2 to go. Could anyone rise to take down the superstar teams, impacting Heat? We would find out in Chicago.
So, see you in Philly, and fighting the good fight. How's that?
You made a shot at him, he never came up. Don't fucking tell me yes or no. I know what happened. There's 2 guys over there the whole fucking time. You guys sneak to the deep, you guys fucking shoot here, and I wiped it, dude. Because you guys are fucking not, there's that distance.
Hey, time it up, we can play better.
I have to ask him. We not understand what you want. Do you speak Russian? Yeah.
Cash money! He's the best in the world. We got cash money, we got young money, we got the Heat fam. It's unbelievable, man. We're blessed, super blessed.